All so-called things are endowed with breathing. It is not just a properties of animate object as we know it, to breathe, but breathing cycle is a fundamental cause of existence, where everything owed their appearance and disappearance to this two-way motion. When breathing in begin, motion is established by compressing inwards towards high pressure, and when it breathes out, it releases that pressure back to where it started. It disappears by dissipating back to the universal equilibrium. It ceases to exist. Now, this is what we are missing, which is very crucial in understanding this cosmogony. What we know is that breathing in and breathing out is a sequential event. Nature does not allow an action to take place without a simultaneous reaction, or a reaction to take place without a simultaneous action. When the pendulum swings sideways, we expect that it must also swing the opposite way to complete the whole cycle. But that is not what really happened. What we don't see is that as pendulum swings sideways, an opposite invisible counterpart of that pendulum simultaneously swing the other way. And when both withdraw, that already completes the whole cycle. But the impact of that energy back towards inertia will cause it to swing the opposite way, which is another whole cycle, but the reverse. Just like when you walk away from the mirror, your reflected image also walks away from you. So when you walk one step forward, you have to walk 2 steps backward to reach your reflected image, and so on. And when you withdraw back, your reflection also withdraw from that static point. From this cosmogonical point of view, both will cease to exist as they withdraw. So when we breathe in towards compression, a simultaneous expanded region with opposite properties also created. When it breathes out, both conditions ceases. This knowledge is crucial and is the most fundamental when we study cosmogony as pushed by the late Dr. Walter Russell, because as we move forward, everything that confuses us will just fall into place and will give us a clearer picture. From this point, we will begin to understand why, when one's motion started, it will never end. This gives us the foundation of nature's recording system, but we better not discuss it in this video because we will answer this question first. Remember that as it breathes in from that static point of the universal equilibrium, it simultaneously breathes out towards opposite direction, creating a low pressure region surrounding the high pressure region. And when it breathes out, both conditions withdraw and cease to exist. So now, there are variations of this breathing cycle, but it is important to note that their variations were just an illusion due to their varying dimensions. But the longer the breathing cycle means just a registration of a creator's greater desire. Desire of the creator cannot be measured, but its effect can be measured as registered in varying potentials. Greater cycle accumulates smaller cycle, and when they accumulate, they repeat within that accumulation. Let's just say that this smaller mass or cycle requires constant concentrative effort by the creator to keep it polarized or breathe, or else, when he relaxes his concentrative effort, it will just dissipate back to the universal equilibrium without a trace. So now, as it accumulates into a larger breathing cycle, it finds itself into a treadmill of perpetual motion, just like a mouse stepping inside a treadmill. Why is this? Because it can no longer find that static point to where both are born. Instead, it oscillates between these two conditions. As it breathes in, it continually adjusts itself to a position appropriate to its condition. When breathing in is at maximum, it seeks the region of highest pressure. As it breathes out, it seeks the region of lowest pressure in opposite direction. It forever moves to find balance, but never finding it. If somehow you find yourself on that region observing it, attempting to disrupt that natural flow, the force that you feel in your hand will be the real definition of weight. And since motion is two-way, we can also feel that negative weight as it falls upward. Aside from understanding what weight is, we will also understand why various potential have varying speed, because the lower the potential, the faster its breathing cycle. The faster its breathing cycle, the faster the distance it should cover in such a short period of time to automatically adjust its position due to its fast-changing condition. The higher the potential, the longer its breathing cycle. The longer its breathing cycle, the lesser the distance it should cover in such a longer period of time to adjust its position due to its changing condition. One of such example of high-speed low potential is the streak of light created by high-speed ejection of hydrogen extending millions of miles from the sun's surface. And of course, they keep the spiral path towards and away from high pressure. This also accounts to the eccentricities of orbit around the sun, for planets also breathe in and breathe out. Imagine that we already covered a lot in such a short video because it's a lot easier to understand when we use this principle. This is just the beginning. There might still be a lot of questions in our mind, but surely we will be able to answer it knowing that we now equipped with this knowledge. There's a lot more to discuss, but let's just save some on another video. Thank you for your time. Until next time.